We ask all Mountain Lion fans to stand in honor of the cancer survivors and in remembrance of those who have lost their battle. Please remain standing while we observe a moment of silence for the following brave warriors who have lost their fight with breast cancer. Start reading them. Paul Mancuso, grandmother of Evan and Ethan Swoboda, Janice Leba. Patricia Claire O'Neill, Mary Mamba Weaver, Ray Robertson, Carol Robertson, Grandma Tiny, and grandmother of KT Taylor, Ellen Taylor. Again, please remain standing as we at this time observe a moment of silence. Thank you. At this time, we ask that you cheer for the following survivors of breast cancer. Grandmother of Cole McBride, Lorna Hendrickson. Judy Poovey. Janice Mancuso. Grandmothers of Evan and Ethan Swoboda, Ginny Callahan and Nancy Swoboda. Tylena Nicosia. Antonia Nicosia. And Jaylene Morris, excuse me. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you. All right, thanks. Yep.
A very pleasant good evening as we welcome you in high atop the Sans press box from Red Mountain High School. I'm Kevin Derryberry, and alongside me is my partner, James Poovey. We welcome you in to Red Mountain TV on YouTube as the Red Mountain Mountain Lions play host to the Skyline Coyotes this evening in a old matchup of old East Valley region foes. Tonight, Red Mountain, they are coming off a heartbreaking 16-13 defeat in the Battle of Brown Road just a couple of Friday nights ago. It is cleared by now that Red Mountain did not play last Friday night. They had their game canceled against Desert Ridge due to COVID-19 challenges, as opposed by the Desert Ridge administration. Head coach Jeremy Hathcock had to suspend all football operations for the entire Desert Ridge football program. And that meant that Red Mountain would seek an alternative opponent. It didn't happen. We had the week off. It was now deemed a bye, and here we are tonight, James, taking on Skyline. And Skyline's coming off a 28-27 win over McClintock last week. You had two great coaches, George Hawthorne against Corbin Smith, two Iowa Hawkeye alums battling each other in the coaching ranks last week. 1 point game for Skyline. They pick up their first win of the season.
Always great to visit with Coach Hawthorne before the game tonight, and they had a great win last week. It was great for them to get one in the bank there for the Skyline Coyotes, and obviously Red Mountain, a very familiar foe to the Skyline Coyotes, and it's always a battle here. These two teams, let's be honest about it, Kevin, they really don't like each other. So they're going to get after it here tonight, and we're going to witness it here right now.
They don't like each other because Red Mountain has won 13 out of 15 contests. They're 13-2 against Skyline. They've won 3 straight games. And, yeah, this rivalry has gotten to be a little bit bitter over the years. Angelo Pafumi, the frontman for Skyline for several years before George Hawthorne was hired, and he kind of created a little bit of that disdain, if you will, and the taste for each other is not one that you desire. These two teams have a bad taste for each other, and perhaps we'll see some of that tonight. We go back to the 16-13 loss. We go inside Red Mountain football and their week. Some news and notes against Skyline. The Battle of Brown Road went to Mountain View, and by virtue of that 16-13 defeat, James, Red Mountain is 1-2 for the first time. Make it the second time in the Mike Peterson era. They started 0-2 as they faced Chandler and Hamilton back in 2016. That year, they started 1-2. They're 1-2 this year.
Yeah, unprecedented times right now for Red Mountain football. It's definitely been a different year all the way around here in the United States, but here at Red Mountain football, this team is not used to losing, especially in recent years, and they were shut out this season as well for the first time since 2010. So the tide has been turning here a little bit at Red Mountain football, but Coach Mike Peterson is going to get things turned around, and this team is going to get things dialed in again, rest assured.
James, we always strive and ask for consistency. That old standby, if we could bottle up consistency and sell it, we would be millionaires. That line is true in many cases, but 2 weeks ago, against Mountain View, Red Mountain went into the game averaging 247.5 yards of total yards of offense. That's a pretty low number, 247.5. Against Mountain View, they ended up with 248 total yards. That's consistency, but not the consistency that we're looking for. We'd like to see them throw the ball down the field tonight, and I think that Red Mountain and their offensive coordinator, Jeff Barge, are going to have to take, Josh Barge, Joshy is going to have to take some chances tonight if they want to win this football game.
Yeah, we were talking to him right before we went up to the perch tonight, and he said, look for a few different things here tonight against these Skyline Coyotes. So we've gotten spoiled with this powerful and juggernaut of a Red Mountain offense here over the last couple of years. So we'll see what they have in store tonight for the Skyline Coyotes team.
We are underway from Red Mountain High School. And taking the kick for Red Mountain, that was number 21 for Red Mountain. That's Cooper Beecher. Cooper Beecher on that return team. That's his second time that he has been in that return game. So it'll be Red Mountain on offense for the first time this evening. And they're led by their senior quarterback, number 10, Evan Swoboda. Lennox Lawson in motion, moving to the far side of the field. Swoboda from the pocket. The first pass is a rifle right out over the middle of the field, making the catch. It looked like Drake Bourne, first reception of the game for Drake Bourne. You talk about an absolute beautifully thrown football. The spin on that and the accuracy was right there. That was right on the money. Swoboda to Drake Bourne.
Gorgeous drop back right there from Evan Swoboda. Drake Bourne just sitting down there in the defensive zone, wide open. A beautiful strike right on time from Swoboda to Drake Bourne. First down, Mountain Lions.
Gain of 18 yards. Fantastic throw. Great job by the offensive line. Outstanding protection. We'll give you those guys up front here. The left tackle, Javi Aranda Pinion. 6'3", 308. He weighs 67. Next to him, the left guard, Victor Castellanos, 6'3", 325. The center is Aiden Peever, 6'1", 225. He wears number 55. Robert Talamantes, the right guard, 6'2", 250. And then Ian Newling, 6'1", 245. He gets the start at right tackle. Ball's dumped out into the flat. Here comes Jordy Ramirez to the near sideline, and he's going to be thrown out of bounds by Brees. Excellent play there. Swoboda, again, with a quick trigger, all kinds of time in that pocket. He's able to dump off the ball into the flat to George Ramirez, and he does the rest, James.
Boy, great plays out of the gate right here for Red Mountain football. The most impressive part, as you mentioned a moment ago, Kevin, great protection up front from this offensive line, and that's allowing the quarterback to drop back, find his target, find the check down if he needs to, and find the wide open receiver. Great job.
Swoboda to George Ramirez for 23 yards, and here comes Jalen Daniels. And Daniels now on the quarterback keep, number 8. Jalen, 6'4", 200, in on a package on this first series, and then Jalen Daniels is now going to take the snap here on this next play. So both quarterbacks getting action here on this opening drive. Red Mountain and Skyline here. First couple of minutes of action here. In fact, the first minute's gone by. Empty set. They hand it off on the jet sweep to Josiah Villanueva. Villanueva makes a cut, and he is going to run the ball into the end zone for a touchdown. Josiah Villanueva on a, I believe they're going to call that maybe a push pass. If they call that a push pass, that's going to be a touchdown pass for Jalen Daniels, and that would be a second of his young career. But Josiah Villanueva with space to the edge, gets into the end zone. Pater pops, touchdown Red Mountain.
Great protection there, able to keep the edge. The offensive line doing a great job, and just the speed, the burst to the outside that time, and a great job poising the pocket there from Jalen Daniels. Great to see.
For the point after try, we have a good snap, a great hold, and the kick is good. Outstanding kick by Luke Evans. And the point after try is good. And James Poovey, that is how you draw it up. You take the opening kick, you go 4 plays, you go right near 80 yards to the house for a touchdown, and you use both quarterbacks. Interesting setup here in the first drive for Red Mountain. They lead at 7-0 at the 10:50 mark of the opening frame.
They might have heard us down there on the sideline, Kevin, talking about getting this offense off the schneid and get things going a little bit. That was a great display right there from the Red Mountain offense. Great protection up front, accurate balls from Evan Swoboda, great receivers, doing great routes and great catches, yards after the catch, and then Josiah Villanueva finishing the job there, carrying the ball into the end zone and getting Red Mountain on the board here in their first drive. 4 plays, outstanding.
So Red Mountain took a little bit of time during that bye week, and they spent a little extra time on that offense. They had nothing but time to improve, and they did just that.
Definitely showed right there. Great job on that first drive. That's exactly how you want to start the ball game. That gives your defense a little confidence as well as they get ready to take the field here.
So back deep for Skyline, that's 82. He won't have a chance at that. Grayson Cook, the ball goes into the end zone, a touchback for Red Mountain. Outstanding kick once again, Luke Evans, 6'5", 160. I saw him on the field before the game, James, and he has definitely got that basketball height and basketball body, but he's our soccer-style place kicker here for Red Mountain.
He's doing a great job as Luke Evans. You know, we talked about the big shoes that he has to fill. Great kickers here in this Red Mountain football lineage, and he's just stepping right into the fold.
So trailing 7-0. Skyline will have to go to work with Jack Nelson. He's their quarterback. Jack Nelson started the season as a wide receiver and a free safety, and with challenges and injuries, he's become the guy, and Coach George Hawthorne said Jack Nelson would play offensive line if he asked him to. That's the selfless leader that they have in Jack Nelson. They run it up the middle, Zeke Branham there, and he runs right into Parker McClure. For Parker McClure, tackle number 118. Beg your pardon. That was a great defensive play by number 30 right there in the middle. That's what we're trying to figure out. Experiencing some technical difficulties here, and they're making them rather challenging here. A slight buzz. I'm not sure if you people are picking up the buzz at home. If we do, we are apologizing. We're trying to work on that. This is Nelson again. Jack Nelson, he likes to run a lot of plays out of empty for George Hawthorne. Running into George Ramirez that time. Nice defensive play, stretching things out to the boundary. That was George Ramirez. And so with a kind of a maverick-type style of playing the quarterback, he likes to go footloose and fancy-free in many cases. He's just a playmaker, so they'll have to keep an eye on him, and they'll have to continue to spy him throughout most of the evening, James.
Yeah, they're probably going to put a play on him. It might be Georgia Ramirez. Actually, it looked like it was on that play in particular, and a great pursuit angle that time as well from Georgia Ramirez to the sideline.
There goes the tight end in motion. He resets. That is Alex Sanchez. He'll play both sides of the ball. In fact, you'll see a lot of kids tonight here from Skyline playing on both sides of the ball. In fact, during this COVID year, James, we've seen a lot of kids on both teams. You broadcast other games. There's a lot of two-way athletes right now playing the game of football.
Just out of necessity, if nothing else, Kevin. Obviously,
right.
Everyone's numbers are down right now. Unprecedented times. We have football games being canceled by the hour even. I'm at work today, and it's unbelievable, just minute by minute, and we're just so thankful to be able to still be playing football here tonight, and it's crazy times.
So Jack Nelson working left to right. Skyline Coyotes enter with a record of 1-3 for George Hawthorne. They're wearing their dark green and their Vegas gold, and we get a timeout taken on the field. It gives us an opportunity to introduce to you our AIA officiating crew here this evening. The referee is Eddie Enriquez. Our umpire is Joseph O'Hara. The head linesman is Jeremy Glazer. The line judge is Michael Macanano. And the back judge is Robert LaFew, tonight's AIA officiating crew. So Desert Ridge still not playing football. Hopefully they'll get the approval and the release to play next week. But Red Mountain taking on Skyline here, and we talked about Skyline's big win last week, and just to give them some confidence, Coach Hawthorne said, hey, any win at this stage of the season is a big win. And that's, you can't be understated, right?
Oh, most definitely.
Nelson back to throw under a blitz, evades the rush, takes off and runs up the middle, and he's going to finally be dumped after maybe a 2-yard gain. Number 47 for Red Mountain in on the hunt there. That was Tyler Brown. And making the tackle was Jared Butler, one of the leading tacklers. In fact, he is the leading tackler on this football team. For Jared Butler, back-to-back 13 tackle games for him. And that is just outstanding as Jared Butler mans that Will Backer spot. And, of course, Parker McClure mans the Mike Backer spot, and he is just an absolute beast in that role. 2nd and 7. And they go up the middle, and absolutely getting laid out was their tailback. And he got laid out by 58, Kobe Sarna. One of those changes that we talked about at the beginning of the broadcast. Kobe Sarna starts at the defensive end spot due to the injury to Jaden Hurst. Jaden Hurst is out for the season. He picked up his first 2 varsity sacks against Mountain View, has a back injury. He's done for the year. Josh Campos, our starting nose tackle, he too has a bad knee, so he is out for this game. Did not suit. That means that Tyler K. Brown moves from the 3-tech spot over to nose, and Kobe Sarna moves into the starting spot at defensive end as Vincent Glovna will now slide over to the 3-tech spot. There's the shift on that defensive line for Coach Enders. A little quarterback draw. It's Nelson up the middle, slips a tackle at the 40-yard line. He's finally tripped up there by Skylar Edmonds. And then lunging for extra yardage there was the quarterback, Jack Nelson. Based on the spot on the football, James, I think he's got the first down and he's moving the sticks here.
That was a fantastic second effort right there from Jack Nelson, the quarterback. Defense closing in on him from Red Mountain there, but second effort, getting enough to pick up that first down.
Big play right there, gain of 7. Red Mountain has yet to allow a touchdown defensively in the first quarter. Nelson to the near side. This is Cook. And going down the sideline was the wide receiver for Skyline, Grayson Cook, coming off a 4-reception game last week against McClintock. 4 receptions for 100 yards. Just double check my notes there. I misspoke for a moment. The first quarter Toro touchdown last 2 weeks ago was the first and only touchdown allowed by Red Mountain's defense all season long in the first quarter. So the Toro TD is the first TD allowed by the Mountain Line D in the first quarter. So Kyle Enders' defense, they start pretty well. And when you're only allowing less than 15 points a ball game, you're doing something right.
Well, that's keeping control. You talk about consistency that we talked about in the open of the broadcast, and that's what Red Mountain's defense is all about.
High snap for Nelson. He evades the rush. Gets to the boundary. He's going to be forced out of bounds. Cole Loria credited with a hurry on that particular play. It looked like Loria was a lone blitzer. That's one thing that Red Mountain will try to do is they'll tack the quarterback Nelson up the middle when he goes into empty. You'll see some looks like that, but they try to use speed to the edges just like anybody else would on any given Friday night.
Yeah, and a great job that time as well, carrying out the fake. Number 23, Andre Allman. He had me fooled. I was following him to the near side. Meanwhile, the ball's going out the backside with Jack Nelson.
Zeke Branham will carry the ball quite a bit here tonight. Zeke Branham wears number 19, received the preferred walk-on offer from Oregon tonight. Pass complete outside, once again going to Grayson Cook. And there to make the tackle was Skylar Edmonds. And as Skylar Edmonds makes the tackle, he gets instruction from defensive coordinator Kyle Enders, and he just hustles right back onto the field, and he's ready for the next play. You got to love that coaching within the game and then the technique. It's hard to implement those types of conversations within a game, but Coach Enders can do it as well as anybody. Well,
these guys are so good at communication. They've been playing together for so long. Skylar Edmonds in there at linebacker for Red Mountain. Parker McClure in there as well. Part of that, the quarterbacks, if you will, on defense, and Coach Enders just keeping them all in line.
Skyline facing a 3rd and 4 from the 50-yard line. Pass to the near side is too tall for the intended target for Skyline. That was number 4, Kate Steen. With the coverage for Red Mountain, 19, Gabe Cook all over that play. Nice job there for Gabe Cook. Gabe Cook entering the game with 4 tackles on this young season. He had 2 tackles in that loss to Mountain View, did Gabe Cook. On the other side is Andrew Bonham. So the Red Mountain defense stands tall here in the first quarter, and they will force a punting situation here. Looks like the Skyline has full punt coverage here. Low snap, and just getting that punt off was their punter. Back deep on the return is George Ramirez, getting blocks at the edge, 20, 30, 35, 40, down the sideline, midfield 50, still on his feet, 40, taking on the tacklers and going out of bounds around the 30-yard line. A magnificent return by George Ramirez, and the special teams game now getting going here for Red Mountain this evening.
And how about that wall they set up there, Kevin, coming near side with it, blockers all along the way there for Georgie Ramirez, and he takes it, dances up the near sideline. What a return there for the Mountain Lions. Great starting field position.
George Ramirez, a 55-yard return off that punt.
That's just what he does, Kev.
It's what he does. He's a playmaker extraordinaire. So now Evan Swoboda back out on the field. It was Swoboda and Jalen Daniels both combining for that first touchdown drive for the Mountain Lions. With a short field, first attempt for the 30-yard line. Play fake for Swoboda. Pass complete out front to Butler. Butler down the sideline. Butler inside the red zone to the 15-yard line. It's going to be knocked down there. So a nice pass by Swoboda. And you talk about a fleet of foot receiver in Daniel Butler. He secured the football, which was the most important thing, and then the turnaround, and with the scoots, he got the first down and moved the sticks here on the first play.
You know what else I liked about that play, Kevin? As he got to the edge there and neared the sideline, instead of ducking out of bounds, he put his foot in the ground and headed up the field, got another yard.
Gain of 15 yards, Swoboda to Daniel Butler. They run the student body right to Naz Bryant. Bryant to the outside. Bryant going to tiptoe the sidelines, and is he going to score a touchdown, or are they going to mark the football? They're going to mark him out just inside the 5-yard line. We'll call it the 4. So a nice run there by Naz Bryant on his first carry of the night. For Naz, just his 27th carry of the season. And they run it right to Naz Bryant, and Naz Bryant is going to break through and score a touchdown. His 3rd touchdown of the season. Pater Pops touchdown Mountain Lions. It's Naz Bryant. Nice job there, and the blocking on that right side was exceptional, James. Robert Talamantes and Ian Newling, along with Aiden Peever, just created a huge hole for Naz Bryant, and he just walked right through it.
Well, I tell you, Ian Newling just flattened the defensive tackle on the right-hand side there, climbed himself up to the 2nd level, finished the job, and then just right into the end zone, right behind him, Naz Bryant.
So the point after try by Luke Evans is no good. He missed it wide right. We talked to Luke before the ball game on what some of those challenges are, and he said it's about getting the ball placed on the tee correctly. One of the missed kicks a couple of weeks ago, the tee was placed in the wrong direction, kind of inverted, if you will. And then that one there, I don't know if anybody from Skyline got a piece on that one, but that one just seemed like it was just missed badly there.
Yeah, I just think it was a little shank on that one there. It was hard to tell, but 13-0, a good start here. 5:38 remaining in the first. And this offense is gotten off the schneid so far, I'd say, here tonight.
So the point after try is no good. That's the 3rd time this season that Luke Evans has missed the point after try, but a great start here for the Mountain Lions, all set up by that 55-yard punt return by George Ramirez.
Never hurts.
So the special teams getting involved here, 13-0. Evans has the ball placed up on the 40-yard line in between the hashes. High, deep, end-over-end kick taken at the 5. This is Cook from to the 10, 15, 20. Far sideline, making a move, cutting it back inside and being dragged down around the 35-yard line. That was Grayson Cook on the return. Special teams tackle made by the kicker, Luke Evans. And Luke Evans can now join the Connor Gardner company as place kickers that go and do the dirty work.
Yeah, that was a great stop there by the kicker, but let's rewind a little bit. And how about that kickoff, Kev?
Nice
Gorgeous
kick there. Good kick there. A pretty good return this time for Skyline. 65 yards away from what could be their first opportunity to score tonight. They trailed 13-0 at the 5:30 mark of this opening stanza on Breast Cancer Awareness Night. A nice ceremony before the game to honor and pay tribute to all the ladies that have survived and have battles going on with breast cancer. Certainly something that is a deadly disease, and it's something that we continue to try to raise awareness and early detection.
And it was great to hear him read my mother's name out tonight on that, Kevin. It was very nice.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Good times right there. It was
really
Cole
good.
Loria steps in there to be a defensive player right there. We get more issues up front here. Looks like an offensive line challenge, a procedure penalty assessed to Skyline. That's a 5-yard penalty. That'll move them back. So Skyline will be faced with a 2nd and 14. Ball spotted at their own 31-yard line. Clock continues to roll inside 5 minutes to go. Red Mountain has beaten Skyline 3 consecutive games, and in this 16th meeting against Skyline, they're trying to pick up their 14th win. Nelson back to throw. Here comes the pressure. He dumps it off out of the flat. The ball's going to be caught, and then there's 2 defenders right there to crash in and upend the receiver. It was Parker McClure, the lead man there, making the catch and going nowhere quickly was 44, Alex Sanchez. Alex Sanchez, just one reception for 9 yards coming into tonight's game. That's his second reception of the season.
Yeah, and I tell you what, the guy getting the party started on that last play there for the Red Mountain defense, number 7, Cole Loria, bearing down on the quarterback and forcing that quick pass.
So here comes Skyline back to the line of scrimmage. Third and a long, long way. 3rd and 13 from their own 32-yard line. They go empty. 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right here. Man-to-man coverage applied by Red Mountain. Nelson flushed out of the pocket. He wants to roll. He's going to throw it on the run, and the ball's going to be caught at the 50-yard line. And then the indication is he did not control the football. That ball hit the turf. It's an incomplete pass. I do like the athletic ability by Nelson to get extra time and have the wherewithal to throw a pretty good ball to the center of the field, and that ball should have been caught, let's be honest.
But that was a tough throw right there, and yes, it should have been caught for sure, especially after the athleticism on display right there from Nelson, turning, running, rolling to his right, and then throwing essentially back across his body. A beautiful pass.
Alex Sanchez with that dropped ball right there. He was targeted for the 3rd time this season. You see that play by Nelson, and you see a little Patrick Mahomes in that type of style. You got some baseball players playing football now, and they're playing it with some reckless abandon. And it doesn't matter about your technique in many cases. If you can get the ball there in a hurry and you can make a play, that's what they're looking for. It's odd, but they're just looking for playmakers.
Well, they're looking for guys to throw the football. I mean, let's face it, a quarterback position has primarily always been about what can you throw, how can you throw? Are you accurate? Are you on time? Do you have protection up front? And these guys can throw from all different angles. You mentioned the baseball aspect of it. Obviously, pitchers throw from different angles, different release points and so forth, and they just brought that all to the game of football.
No question about it. 3:44 to go, 13-0, Red Mountain. Swoboda going deep, long ball. He's got a man there, and the ball's going to be caught in stride, and taking it in for a touchdown is Drake Boren. 67 yards.
Unbelievable. What a beautiful pass. Great protection up front. A ball right in stride. He did not break stride one single bit all the way to the end zone. A beautiful pitch and catch there. Evan Swoboda to Drake Bourne.
Talk about taking some chances with the vertical game. What a pretty pass. That was the prettiest pass of the season by Evan Swoboda. 57-yard touchdown pass. Swoboda to Drake Boren, and that's Boren's second touchdown reception of the season.
I got to run up and give Coach Barge a hug. I'll be right back. Okay?
Great play call. Jacoby Lane is checked in at 1 wide receiver. He lines up to the far side. They're going for 2. They run it to Villanueva, and Villanueva starts left, cuts it back inside, and he's going to score a 2-point conversion. And at the 3:35 mark of this opening quarter, Red Mountain has opened up a 21-0 lead over Skyline, and that is the start that this football team needed and wanted, and they have delivered here early on.
And this crowd wanted it too, Kev. It's great to see the crowd into the football game. The fans are into it. The guys on the sideline are having fun. That's really what it's all about out here tonight. And Red Mountain's come out and had a great, unbelievable first quarter so far, and we're not even done with the first quarter yet. But I tell you, on that run, another nice thing right there, Josiah Villanueva, great patience, waiting for the play to develop. The hole opens up. He cuts it back. Touchdown.
And that's something that this offensive unit needed to improve on as far as running the football. And the holes have been there in some cases when you look at some film study, but the effort has been a little bit, a lot to be desired for. There's wondering what's going on here. Why are these guys not hitting the hole? So back to the basics and back to the fine tuning of how you play this game and the timing of it. And as you point out there, James, it's about patience in many cases, letting those blocks develop, and then the burst. And you saw Josiah Villanueva. He's got that burst like no other.
That was shades of a little Lev Bell right there, I imagine, huh?
You know, I don't know.
Slide it back in and hit the gas.
Is Lev Bell still in the league?
He is. He signed with.
You know, I'm kidding when I asked.
He was playing last week.
I know that.
You had him in fantasy, for goodness'
No, I would have Le'Veon Bell for anything at this stage of his career. But when Le'Veon Bell was a Pittsburgh Steeler, he was one of the most dynamic football players that there were. He was one of those guys that he didn't go Thurman Thomas on you as far as being a trailblazer catching the football, but as a back at a Michigan State, Le'Veon Bell could catch the football as well as anybody. It was as good as any wide receiver in the league, Le'Veon Bell. Now he's with Kansas City. It's about the match. Perfect offense. Playing with Andy Reid now. I mean, you look at the weapons he's got. Tyreek Hill and CEH and Travis Kelce, and the list goes on and on.
Edwards-Helaire is unbelievable, isn't he?
He has got some acceleration and some bounce and some burst, and he is a strong dude with an incredible motor. Yeah, we're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs. You can believe that.
Thanks.
But Le'Veon Bell, will he stay healthy in that offense? That's the real question. He's a playmaker, but can he stay healthy? I'm not sure about that, but I don't like him taking carries from CEH if you look at it from that perspective.
Yeah, don't be selfish, right?
Throw the ball with Kelce.
Come on.
I'm always been about throwing the ball with Kelce. 2nd and 10 after that no gain for Skyline. They try to run it again up the middle, and there is absolutely nowhere to go at all. Very little real estate. Skylar Edmonds leading the way. Edmonds with a big tackle there. For Skylar, he continues to play outstanding football. We talked to Skylar before the ball game, and he's been getting some additional treatment on his lower extremities, and they've been using those hyperbaric type
The cryotherapy.
oxygens and the cryotherapies, the cold techniques. Boy, I tell you what, you got to be a tough hombre to sit through one of those, but it is helpful, and the therapy that these guys are getting is making it to where these guys can come back sooner. Nelson under pressure again. He's going to try to scramble. He does, and he's going to run away from the immediate pressure. He'll take it up the middle and finally get dropped in the middle of the football field. Coming up to make the tackle was Kobe Sarna. Tackle number 9 for Kobe Sarna. Again, getting the start tonight. Kobe Sarna, think about this size, 6'5", 245. We saw him on the sidelines before the ball game, and he is a robust young man, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he's a great player, big guy. He's got the body, and he's definitely got the number as well, 58, Kev.
So on the punt for Skyline is it's number 50. And it's a short punt. Everybody better get the heck out of the way. So 50 on the punt there. Junior Espinosa right there. As I put it on my notes, I'm literally hunting for the punter, and it's right there. P, right by 50, Junior Espinosa.
Nice little 8-iron there for Espinosa.
What's interesting for Espinosa at 5'11", 210, before that punt, he had 12 punts for 422 yards, just a 35.2-yard average. He didn't show it there on that particular punt.
No.
So once again, Red Mountain with a short field here. They've been blessed with extremely good field position here early on. And they have a chance to get some more points here with Evan Swoboda under center. Ball's at the 49-yard line of Skyline. Play action pass for Swoboda. Dumps it out into the flat. The ball's caught. Turning it up the field. It's 40-30. Down the sideline. Splitting the defenders and taking it in is number 87. That's Jordan Morrison. So Jordan Morrison, his first catch for a Red Mountain Mountain line is Jordan Morris. And he takes it 49 yards down the sideline, breaks a tackle and scores a touchdown, and he breaks the tape at the goal line. How about that, James Poovey?
Absolutely gorgeous. Just a basic crossing route from the tight end position across the field. Great protection up front. Swoboda just all day. Nice little touch pass out there, and the rest was all Jordan Morris. Splitting that defender.
Yes,
excellent.
Sir. Key word there, James. Touch. The soft touch.
Yes.
The beautifully thrown ball there by Evan Swoboda. And that they used to run that play all the time back in the day with Jacob Owens. So Red Mountain with a chance to kick the point after try for Luke Evans. Last time they went for 2, Josiah Villanueva scored it and punched it in from 3 yards away to give Red Mountain that 2-point conversion. So it's 27-0, point after try upcoming here. If you joined us late, Drake Boren hauled in a 57-yard bomb from Evan Swoboda for his second touchdown reception of the year. Swoboda now has 5 touchdown passes on this campaign. So when you look at the numbers from a year ago, and it's unfair to compare, but almost 45 points a ball game. It's nice to see him with 27 here with 11 minutes gone by in the opening quarter.
Well, it's good to see it, and it's good to see them producing on the field offensively. That's going to do nothing but enhance their confidence and really help out the defense as well, allow them to free up a little bit and play a little bit more loose.
So more challenges on special teams for Red Mountain that continue to address it and go back to work. That time it was a really low snap. It was a two-hop snap. Kai Hanahano did all he could to get that ball teed up, and by the timing and by the time that Evans came in swinging that right foot through, there was a collision with the hand and Hanahano, and the ball just did not go through the upright. So with 61 seconds to go in this opening quarter, it's 27-0 Red Mountain. And they have had a really nice start to this football game, James.
I would say that for sure, Kevin. It's just great to see the offense. You know, the defense has been playing pretty well this year. Obviously, it hasn't gone quite the way they've wanted, but it's been more the offense that's really need to come on, and they are doing that here tonight. Great to see.
Nas Bryant opened the scoring with a 4-yard touchdown run to the right side. Then it was Evan Swoboda, 57 yards to Drake Boren. That point after try wasn't good. Then it was that beautiful touchdown right there from Swoboda to Jordan Morrison. How about that? A transfer from Apache Junction. His first reception as the member of this Mountain Line team goes for 49 yards and a house call.
A big target, too, Kevin. 6'3", 220 pounds. And he was moving like a gazelle across on that crossing route there.
We were talking about the comps, the NFL comps. Jordan Morris and I were having this conversation a couple weeks ago. And we were talking about guys like George Kittle and some players that he might model his game from. And he said Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
He's wearing 87. He looked the part that time. Maybe not quite as big as Travis Kelce. You go back to the Chiefs again. I hate to do it, but man, I tell you what.
I hate for you to do it. Go ahead.
Well, because this Bronco stuff is.
I was about to congratulate you again on your Dodgers, and you're going back to the Chiefs well on.
Nah, because Travis Kelce, I mean, who couldn't be excited about talking about this guy?
Well, that's true.
So the Coyotes run it again. They run it this time to 23. Andre Allman. Allman 9 totes for 17 yards last week. Entering play tonight, 23 carries, 106 yards, a touchdown. He did have a 61-yarder. So what were you going to say about the Denver Broncos? They're missing some people. They're missing Cortland Sutton.
Oh, man, we're missing a lot of things right now.
Their leading tailback likes the juice. They got to watch that. Melvin Gordon.
Oh, but you talking about
Melvin Gordon.
Melvin is not our leading tailback. Let's start there.
So Taylor
That'd be
Lindsey.
Philip Lindsay.
Okay, Taylor. Philip Lindsay's on the shelf. Nelson to the air. Far side into double coverage. The ball's going to be incomplete. Penalty marker comes in late. Making a stab at that was Ethan Peterson. So good coverage there. Nelson just threw up a 50-50 ball in the double coverage. And I'm not sure that the penalty flag came in about 10 yards away from where the ball ended up. So kind of an interesting call upcoming here as we await from this talented officiating team here led by Eddie Enriquez. So you wanted to talk about the Dodgers? Is that what you wanted to talk about?
Well, I was going to congratulate you again on your win the other night. It's been quite some time, I understand, right?
32 years
since the Fernando Valenzuela days, am I right?
It's
not quite that far?
No.
Okay.
Fernando is 81.
Oh, wow.
And that was a strike short year.
Dating myself here, aren't I?
Dodgers beat the Yankees that year. But, yeah, I mean, how exhilarating could it be? Considering we signed off at the Mountain View game, I thought that season was over.
Yeah, you were quite distraught.
27-0. Pass out in the flat. Jack Nelson to 15. That's Tyler Speece. Speece coming off a one-catch, 5-yard performance in that one-point victory over the McClintock Chargers. So 4.9 on the game clock. Excellent clock work here. 27-0, Red Mountain. They're in the driver's seat here in this one.
And we're still in the first quarter, Kevin.
4 touchdowns in this opening stanza. A team that was desperately seeking the end zone. The first time these two squads paired off was back in 2001. Mountain Lions defeated Skyline 51-24. And as I mentioned, Red Mountain has beaten Skyline 3 consecutive times. But Coach Hawthorne says it's just a matter of time. It's a matter of time before Skyline starts to keep the kids in their neighborhood and continue to grow their feeder programs, grow their program with numbers, with health, with leadership, and a cultural change. And I think what Coach Hawthorne is doing is really, it's quite a challenge, but he is, with time, I think he's going to really pay some dividends for this program.
Well, if anybody can do it for the Skyline Coyotes, it's Coach George Hawthorne. We talked to him before the game. He talked about being consistent and really just getting the kids to start doing the little things the right way over and over again and getting those good habits down.
Nelson again goes empty. Here comes the pressure. He evades the pressure. Nice little move there. Throws on the run. He throws down the field. The ball's going to be nearly intercepted by Cole Loria. Nelson's pass intended for 43, Aikman Claridge. Ball was incomplete, penalty marker down, and great pressure there by Sarna. I beg your pardon, that was that's Vincent Glovna. Glovna working out of that middle spot, the 3-tech defensive tackle. Give him a hurry, and let's see what the call is, but you know, I like this athletic ability by Nelson. He has got a little swag to his game. He's got a nice arm, and he too, like a lot of players, like to get out of the pocket and throw the ball on the run. And the only one that I could see that did that as well as anybody on this field was Hiram Boren.
Yeah, Boren could really throw the football on the run. You mentioned Nelson on that play, very athletic, but Glovna was bringing the heat that time, and somehow Nelson was able to escape.
Great first quarter in the books here from Red Mountain High School. After the first 12, our score, Red Mountain 27, Skyline 0. You are watching Red Mountain Football on the Red Mountain Football Broadcast Network. We welcome you back inside the Sons press box from Red Mountain High School. Kevin Derryberry alongside James Poovey. And James, how about some of the other marquee games around Friday Night Lights here tonight? Out north near the Anthem area, Sanderdale O'Connor playing host to Boulder Creek. That's a big one tonight.
Yeah, the Jaguars and the Eagles.
Chandler and Centennial, a huge one out on Peoria. And then the newest game on the docket, as Nelson goes to the air, the ball is going to be caught by Cook. How did he fit that ball in there? But Jack Nelson somehow found a way to get that pass into Grayson Cook, and Grayson Cook caught that ball falling down to the turf. Beautiful catch there. He literally fit that in between two defenders.
What a throw. You're talking about dropping a dime. That was into double coverage right there. Daniel Butler and Georgie Ramirez in coverage back deep for Red Mountain that time, but a great delivery of the football that time from Nelson.
With pressure in his face, Nelson kind of off that back foot just laid that ball out there for Cook to make a play on, gain of 30 yards. Nelson to Cook, and that brings up a 3rd and 4 from the Skyline 36-yard line. Working right to left now here in the second quarter. Here come the Mountain Lions showing blitz. The pass is intended for Zeke Branham. The ball is going to be incomplete. Off the fingertips of Zeke Branham. Applying the coverage, number 7, Cole Loria right there. And that 19, Zeke Branham. We were talking to Coach Hawthorne earlier today. He's had several offers, has Zeke Branham, but today he received a preferred walk-on with the Power 5 school out of the Pac-12. The Oregon Ducks came calling.
Not too shabby. Quite a storied program, I'd say, Kevin.
Very much so. The Oregon Ducks.
When does the Pac-12 start playing football?
I want to say next week.
Next week, I think. Wow.
Devils will be in Southern California, and the OC taking on the Trojans from Southern Cal. Here comes Junior Espinoza in punt formation. Back deep is Daniel Beats Butler along with George Ramirez. They kick it to Butler. Butler from his own 32 gets a block, looking for the edge to the 40, 45, 50, down the sideline, 45, and he is going to be met and tackled out of bounds.
That guy right there, number 9, made that play happen. George Ramirez stood in there, gave up his body on 2 guys coming down on the special teams unit for the Coyotes and paved the way for Butler. Oh, man, what a team player.
That was unselfish, and it was an easy play for George Ramirez. That's how heady he is. He just looks up, puts a body on somebody, and frees his guy up for about 25 yards. Nice return there by Daniel Butler, and it's nice to see that the special teams is helping out this football team. All 3 phases that we discussed many weeks, and here it is, Swoboda again with another short field. They've had 9 first downs here. Here's Swoboda going up the middle. Little shoulder dance in the middle around the 30-yard line, and they're going to stand him up around the 27. Evan Swoboda, perhaps the longest run of the season for Evan Swoboda. He had 91 yards rushing coming into that game, and they used a screen there by the big fellow, the umpire, Joseph O'Hara.
Yeah, we're going to have to credit Joseph O'Hara. He's going to get his first tackle of the 2020 season on that play right there.
Unofficially, a gain of 15 yards for Swoboda. And Red Mountain had run, before that last play by Swoboda, they had run 9 plays. All 9 plays had gone for first downs for Red Mountain. That's a good offense. That's an offense that's breaking out here. It is Skyline, but you got to get some confidence.
Sure.
Swoboda now in the pistol formation, back to throw, looks right, has time, dumps it out over the middle. The ball's going to be caught and taking it in around the 15-yard line. That's Kai Hanahano making his first varsity reception as a member of the Mountain Lions. Wearing number 4, he is a pretty good-sized target, is Hanahano. 6'2", 180, he's just a junior, and you can see some of those hands on display. When he gets a good snap, he has a chance to put up a good hold, but it's all about that snap right now on special teams.
Yes, indeed. A great reception there for Hanahano, and a beautiful delivery of the football once again there for Evan Swoboda. Just a pendulum-type motion. Great mechanics on that one.
Gain of 11 with time. Swoboda throws outside. Ball's caught by Skidmore, and Skidmore will take it up the sidelines, and it'll go out of bounds. Gage Skidmore with the reception, and you think about that pass. Right now, we've seen Evan Swoboda make, quote-unquote, all the throws in this particular game. That ball now, he went to his 3rd progression, maybe his 4th progression there, and threw an absolute dart to the outside, right in position for Skids to catch it and then turn up the field all in one motion. Outstanding throw.
Another outstanding throw right there for Swoboda. Beautiful.
1st and goal to go from the 3-yard line. They give it to Nas. Nas sweeping left, and he's just going to coast into the end zone for a 2nd touchdown of the ball game. Nas Bryant, his 4th rushing touchdown of the season, his 2nd of the game, and Red Mountain another touchdown here. It's 33-0 with 9:03 to go in the 2nd quarter. Holy smokes.
Oh my goodness, Kevin. 33-0, and we are barely into quarter number 2. Great to see the offense getting it done up front. The confidence just continues to build for this offensive football team, and credit again to this offensive line right now. They're doing a great job.
They're having their way here tonight. They're just manhandling this defensive line for Skyline, going for 2. This is going to be Swoboda. Bumped off the first play, and he's got nowhere to go. 44 comes up to make the stop. Alex Sanchez. He read that all the way. 2-point conversion denied. 9:03 to go till halftime from Red Mountain High School. Our score, Red Mountain 33, Skyline 0. And James, you talk about an offense firing on all cylinders right now. Red Mountain's got it going.
They have all cylinders firing, and the turbo's wide open as well right now, Kevin. Great to see this football team. Swoboda making the throws. Jalen Daniels got into the football game early, made a couple nice pitches and catches. So, look, maybe we'll get to see a little bit more Daniels here. They'll rotate out a little bit and get both these guys some work.
We talk about a little pick-me-up, a little mojo, and this team has quite the step right now. They've got a little swag about them here, and that's something that they needed. Red Mountain wearing clad in their all black here tonight with a lot of trim in the Susan B. Komen Cancer Awareness, the Breast Cancer Awareness evening here. all wearing that hint of pink. Again, what a special night it is to think of those and to continue to create awareness for this horrible, horrible illness. It's Evans again, kind of a short kick, taken from the 10, 15, 20, and popped at the 25-yard line. Oh my, a special teams collision. Who comes up from that group? 45 for Red Mountain, all over that play. Sniffing that one out was Eli Palmer. Eli Palmer, his 19th tackle of the season, and that was an absolute bone-jarring, bone-crushing collision.
That's exactly what it was, Kevin. You love to see that on special teams. I tell you, anyone that's never gotten to be on special teams, I feel bad for you because there's a moment when you see the guy and you know you got him dead to right, you light up, his eyes light up, your eyes light up, and you just ram him. It's fantastic, man.
If you're a pilot,
Woo!
If you're a fighter pilot in the service, that's called locked on radar right there.
That is it. You hear that ding, 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 boom.
When you lock on radar, it's lights out shortly. Nelson back to work, trailing 33-0. Nelson to the air. Pass complete, far outside. Nice throw there and a great catch by Cade Steen. For Cade Steen, he had an 18-yard reception last week, and he got ripped out of bounds by Tanner Warren. Tanner Warren out of that strong safety spot, getting some playing time tonight here. That's the first action we've seen him all season.
Nice stop there by Warren. Excellent job on the edge, finishing the play and driving the ball carrier out of bounds.
Nelson to Steen for 14.
Ooh.
Quick hitter into the near side now. That was to Joey Seitz. And the only one that had their sights on Joey was 30, Parker McClure.
Who, by the way, came from the other side of the field, Kevin, and made the play.
Going sideline to sideline is 30, Parker McClure, an outstanding player right there. And again, another big shot there. 23, the ball carrier. And laying a lick on him was Parker McClure. I'll tell you what, that is the kind of guy. Andre Allman was the ball carrier, 5'8", 160. He ran into a full load right there in Parker McClure, and I think Parker got staggered just a little bit on that collision there.
Yeah, that ball carrier gave a little bit back, too, that time to Parker.
He did. Allman showing some toughness. On the scramble, it's Nelson, and his pass is complete to the far sideline. Making that catch was Joey Seitz. Applying the pressure on the outside for Red Mountain, it was Andrew Bottom. So you had a corner blitz, and a great call by Coach Enders. They dial it up, but you have to credit the quarterback, Jack Nelson, with his athletic ability, and then the handwork by Seitz, and then the toe drag swag to keep it in bounds.
Yeah, Skyline not back in the block in the backside of that play, and then the excellent pursuit there by the Red Mountain defensive line, and but a great throw there by Nelson on that last one.
They go back to Seitz, and who's there to snuff it out immediately? All over that play was Georgie Ramirez. And one thing I like about the play tonight here is coming into tonight's game, James, Red Mountain had only 3 takeaways. They're trying to rip the ball out. They are going for the blood here tonight, right? Loria on the pass rush, another off-balance throw, and making the catch on the sideline. Is that Seitz again? Check that. That is 4 this time. Cade Steen. And what a play by the quarterback, Nelson. He just kind of slings that thing down there. The receiver was draped by the defensive coverage. And I'm not sure what happened to the defender. He kind of stopped, and then Steen just faded back and caught the ball. What a play.
It was fantastic. What it was, Nelson had the wherewithal to know that the cornerback had outside leverage on him, so he threw the ball back to the inside where the wide receiver could come back and get it. Excellent play.
You talk about an adjustment by the wide receiver, Cade Steen. That's a big-time play right there coming out of this offense here for Skyline. Wow, what a play. Gain of 13 in the progress. 2nd and 10 from the 13. In the red zone now, they run it. Skyline, a little quick hitter that time. Running to Andre Allman. I mentioned just 17 yards last week. Allman plays both sides of the ball, and he's also a pretty good pass catcher coming out of the backfield, this Allman. So a gain of 2 here. It'll be 3rd and 8 from the 11. They get a first down inside the 5. They run a bubble screen to the outside to Cook, and it's snuffed out. Gabe Cook all over that play. Nice job by Cookie getting it done, and the timing was there. Good release of the football by Nelson. Good catch by Cook, but reading that and reacting was Gabe Cook.
Gabriel Cook, we talked about it before, the ability to throw yourself on defense. A lot of young players don't know how to do that, but that's exactly how you do it right there for Gabriel Cook. You see the guy, you got him, and you go get him.
So you ask, what's cooking in the kitchen? Well, right there you've got Gabriel Cook working on Grayson Cook. So too many cooks in the kitchen here at the 5:50 mark. We're going to take a timeout. You're watching Red Mountain Football on the Red Mountain Football Broadcast Network.
Fourth down, Skyline now to attempt a field goal. It'll be a 31-yard attempt. By number 38, Giovanni.
So out of the timeout, Skyline wants to go for 3 here to break the shutout. Ball will be spotted on the, we'll call it the 21-yard line. This will be a 31-yard field goal attempt. This is their place kicker now on for Skyline. This is Giovanni Takashi. He is 0 for 1 in field goal tries this season. He's 4 for 4 in point after tries. So a free 5 for the Red Mountain defense. And that'll give Takashi a chance at a 26-yard field goal from the right hash. High snap, good hold. The kick is on its way, and it is good. 26-yard field goal by Giovanni Takashi at the 5:44 mark of the second quarter. Gives Skyline their first 3 of the evening, and it's all threes here. It's now Red Mountain 33, Skyline 3. And right now, James, you can't ask for a better start to a football game if you're Mike Peterson. You've had short fields all night long. You've had the special teams give you short fields with great returns. That's Ramirez and Daniel Buller. And then you've got a defensive team that's swarming to the football, creating all kinds of havoc.
Well, the stars are always out for Red Mountain. You got the guys that are always making plays, Georgie Ramirez, Parker McClure, Skylar Edmonds. Lots of guys on offense as well. The offensive line doing a great job tonight. Coach Peterson has got to be elated with the performance here tonight so far. And the best part of it all is that he's going to get a chance to get some of these younger guys some live bullet action and really get them ready for the remainder of the season, and then be able to look and see what's on the horizon as well for this team.
It will be nice to get some extra bodies in here. You kind of get the feeling that we might not be playing an extended fourth quarter here tonight. 33-3. This is Takashi inside his own 10. On the return, this is Cooper Beecher out to the 40-yard line. So a 23-yard return by Cooper Beecher. And Cooper got skinny right when he needed to there, and he finally got tackled around the 41-yard line there, but another good return there by Beach.
A great return, just right up the middle. Patience, you know, he wasn't really going full speed, just kind of waiting for his blocks to open the hole. And once he did get contact from the special teams unit of Skyline, he just continued to churn those legs, and an outstanding return. Great field position there at the 40.
What kind of feeling is that when you play football and you are on the field running, but you're not at your full capability there? You're not running hard. You're just waiting. Nice pass to the near side. That's Jalen Daniels now in the ball game. His pass complete to Josiah Villanueva. So a nice reception there by Josiah Villanueva. Josiah, before tonight's game started, just 16 carries for 57 yards and a touchdown. Nice to see him get involved a little bit there. He is a really good pass receiver. He just hasn't had the opportunities tonight. Daniels, again, to the far side. This is Lennox Lawson making the catch. Lennox on the far sideline showing some good speed, and he's going to be dumped down around the 40-yard line there. But how about the athletic ability by Lennox Lawson and the handwork there? He made that catch well above his head, then secured the football and made a nice move after the catch and just picked up about 12 yards.
You know, these speedy backs there for Red Mountain, Josiah Villanueva, and then L3, you got very soft hands out on the edge and speed to go with it.
So this one's going to be called back, and of course, wouldn't you know, the Lennox Lawson's catch is going to be called back for Lawson. Just 6 catches for 41 yards on the season, and it's just bad luck for him. In fact, Lennox has made a couple of plays this season that have gone for big yardage, only to have them called back. Again, that's just bad luck. We're inside 5 minutes to go to halftime here. Daniels, empty set, throws over the middle of the field. The ball is going to be incomplete. He was looking for Lennox Lawson right over the middle of the field, and Lennox took a shot. He had Jack Nelson, the quarterback, roaming center field there, as well as double fours Alex Sanchez. Sanchez, 6 foot 195, playing center field right there. One of those two guys put a pretty good shot on Lennox Lawson.
How about headhunting out there with Jack Nelson? Just gets done in the huddle for quarterback. I'm going to roll over here to defense, and I'm going to light up a couple dudes in the middle. What do you say?
I say give me 5 more of Jack Nelson.
Man.
He just loved that guy, and that's why George Hawthorne had such high revere for that young man. Just what a leader he is. Daniels, a play fake, has time, winds up, goes for the deep ball, looking for his receiver, and the ball is going to be caught inside the 10 and dropped around the 5-yard line. Jordan Morris on the receiving end of that one. So J-Mo's gone big play here for Red Mountain, this time on the receiving end from Jalen Daniels.
How about Jordan Morris? This guy's almost got 100 yards receiving on 2 catches. Unbelievable. And then Jalen Daniels, beautiful form, rearing back and just putting that one in the East Valley's night sky.
Beautiful ball on that one, and a great route there by Jordan Morris. 53-yard reception. So for Morris, 2 catches now, 1 for 49 on his score. That one went for 53 yards. So he is approaching the century mark here on just 2 receptions. Welcome to the program, Jordan Morris. First and goal to go here for the Mountain Lions. Ball's on the 5-yard line, and they're going to take a timeout. So you saw the big arm there for Daniels, and that was a really well-timed delivery of the football and another nice spiral.
Well, again, I'd be remiss if I didn't give credit to that offensive line, Kev.
Sure.
A beautiful pocket there for Daniels. He was able to survey the field, open up his hips, and just deliver a strike down the football field to Jordan Morris.
We were talking to Skylar Edmonds before the game. He said, hey, you know, we all wanted to play Desert Ridge, especially from the rivalry standpoint, but he had that bulky knee, and he had fluid cleaned up off the knee, and he's been battling that injury. So he said from him personally, he was excited that they didn't play. He didn't miss a game. And what a difference a week makes for Skylar Edmonds. He's healthy on the field, and he's flying to the football tonight. He's
flying around, always flying around for this defense, and he's a big reason why they're so successful.
It's interesting. You see the physicality has picked up here tonight for Red Mountain. These guys are flying to the football, that's no question. But they're really putting a little extra pop on these guys. They're playing with some oomph tonight, a little bit more pizzazz, and maybe that's a little more sense of urgency.
Yeah, I think it is, Kevin, just wanting to really get after it, for lack of a better term. You know, you're successful, you're coming out, you got a good start here to the football game. You want to keep that momentum going, and you want to just keep on banging it out.
So Daniels now getting some playing time here in this first half. It's looked pretty good with that playing time. He's run the football once for some positive yardage. Now he's got a first and goal to go from the 5-yard line. Sends Butler in motion. They're going to run it a little delay, and great job there of deception by Jalen Daniels. Sanchez comes up to make the play, but Villanueva was stuffed right there. And that push pass or that jet sweep, either one that you want, is there almost each play.
Yeah, it was there, and it looked like they were getting a good push on the right side. I don't know why he just didn't keep going to the outside and follow that flow, but Villanueva got stopped there on the inside that time.
So Daniels now with Nas Bryant flanked to his right. There goes the action man, that's Butler. They fake it to him, they give it to Nas Bryant. Nas Bryant's going to try to bounce his way into the end zone. He's going to twist his way to the goal line and score a touchdown. Nas Bryant, give him the hat trick tonight. His 3rd touchdown of this first half for number 2, Nas Nocturnal Bryant. 39-3, point after try upcoming here at the 3:36 mark till halftime. How about Nas Bryant have a night?
How about Nas Bryant? Another outstanding carry there for that young man. Great misdirection that time in the backfield for Red Mountain. And Skyline just unable to figure out where the football was.
Good work again. Aiden Peevler, the center in the middle, 6'1", 225, holding his block very well. And then Cassiano also creating just a little bit of a slip there. And Nas Bryant, that twist and turn at the goal line, paid it again for the third time tonight here for Nas Bryant. Point after try is good. That's news. It's now 40-3 with a little bit of extra time here. And Red Mountain is rolling here in the first half, James.
A 37-point lead as we approach halftime here. The team is rolling. The crowd's on fire. A beautiful night outside, Kevin. A great night here for some Red Mountain Mountain Lion football.
Last time these two teams squared off, Red Mountain won out in the East Valley. They beat Skyline 49-13. At that game, it was 36-7 at the break. Here we are 40-3 with still 3 minutes and 36 seconds to go. But in that ball game, Swoboda was 2 of 4 for 33 yards, had his first varsity touchdown pass against Skyline a year ago. Villanueva, 4 carries for 20 yards in that ball game. It was the Deontay Elliott show, 6 for 81, a couple of touchdowns for D5. And that is what happened a year ago. And there's another touchback there by Luke Evans. So the soccer-style kicker swings that right leg through and blisters that one into the end zone. His second touchback tonight, and everything's going well here this evening here for the Mount Lions.
Yeah, they're rolling. They're clipping along and firing on all cylinders. Let's rewind a little bit. Let's talk about some of the greatness that we've been able to witness out here on the field last year from Deontay Elliott, Kev. Unbelievable player for this football team. Wow.
You know, what a remarkable talent he was, and career cut short here at Red Mountain. We didn't have a lot of time to watch Deontay play football, but when he did play in his limited duty, what do you have, 5 carries, 5-6 touches his final game, over 200 yards, 243 all-purpose yards, 3 or 4 touchdowns. Kid
against his old team.
Against Desert Ridge. And that, I'll never forget the injury down here in that corner. It was just a brutal, brutal evening.
I'll tell you what I'll never forget is having to watch him sit in the wheelchair on the sideline at Sun Devil Stadium back on December 6th.
That was brutal. Vincent Glovna comes up to snuff out that run play. Nice job there by Glovna. For Vince is the 11th tackle of the campaign. He's sliding over to play in the middle there. And it's all about adjustments. They say it a lot, but in order to win with regularity, you have to constantly be changing. And your approach has to be something that you're willing to be flexible with. 40-3 here, inside 3 minutes to go. Red Mountain all over Skyline. It's going to be a fast-paced fourth quarter. Here comes the pressure, and Nelson evades the pressure again. That would have been another sack. And somehow Jack Nelson escapes what would have been the 8th sack of the season for Red Mountain. You talk about some Houdini-type ability. Jack Nelson is beyond athletic.
Yeah, he can really move. He has a great presence in the pocket, and he's got that clock in his head, a great quarterback clock in his head. He knows when he's got to get out of there and make a break for it.
Nelson, 8-18 for 145 and a touchdown through the air last week. Then on the ground, he was 8 carries for 116 and a 61-yard touchdown run. Plus, he had 6 tackles and an interception, all in that 28-27 win. That's number 1, Skyline's quarterback, Jack Nelson. Back to throw. Now he wants to run it. Breaks a tackle, gets to the outside, turns the corner, and he's going to be forced out there. Boy, I'll tell you what, on that particular play, James, you could tell what Nelson wanted to do. He was basically just out there kind of freelancing. That's exactly what he was doing. He was waiting for the lineman to come in, and all he wanted to do was make a play and run with the football right there.
And break 3 tackles on his way to the sideline. What a play there for Nelson.
I don't know who took a violent swing at him to try to knock him down, if it was McClure or someone else with some long arms in there. But again, Nelson was not able to be caught until he was forced out of bounds. So again, he evades the sack, stops the clock at 1:58 till halftime. Working right to left is Jack Nelson and the Skyline Coyotes. There goes Grayson Cook in motion. Almost got Red Mountain to be drawn off sides there. Man-to-man coverage now. It looks like Red Mountain wants to press. The 25-second play clock has been turned off. So still 1:58 to go. So they haven't restarted the play clock for some reason. And now the timing's all messed up. I don't think Skyline had their offense, or as far as their timing of their offense, ready to go, James, because they were all fouled up on that particular sequence.
Yeah, I don't think anyone knew what was happening that time, Kevin. No play clock running. Do we snap it? Do we not? Oh, we're going to false start.
Skyline 0-2 in 2020 on the road. In fact, before their win over McClintock last week, that 1-point victory, they had lost 5 straight games dating back to last season. So wins are hard to come by for Skyline. There's another punt. It's taken there by the beast, Daniel Butler. Breaking tackles at the 40, and they finally stand him up at the 40-yard line. Great job there by Daniel Butler. Kind of that element of surprise there. Kind of deked everybody and then decided he's going to run with that ball there.
How about that? We don't call him the beast for nothing, Kevin. Carrying tacklers with him, Daniel Butler. Great job.
Moving that pile was Daniel Butler. Nice job there. And now once again, Red Mountain with a $125. They have 40 on the board already.
Throw another one up there.
The season high last year was 70 against Westwood. So they've got some work to do if they'd like to score 70 here this evening. It's 40-3. Working left to right now is Evan Swoboda. He'll take this one under center now. Back to throw. 7-step drop. Wants to go for the end zone. Deep ball. The ball is caught in stride for a touchdown. Number 48 on the receiving end of that one. That is Darius Brown. Darius Brown, his first catch as a member of this Mountain Line varsity squad is a touchdown. Darius Brown.
Did you see that tight drop back, Kevin? Evan Swoboda, very low athletic position, and then uncoils and just launches that football right on time. Beautiful
throw. Absolutely right on the money. Outstanding throw. And how about Darius Brown emerging before our very eyes? Yet another weapon, and this kick is blocked. It doesn't matter Kai Hano has good hands or not. The timing up front, not there. The blocking up front, not there. The special teams has missed 3-point after tries here in this one. Alex Sanchez first ran to break through there and knock that ball down. But, whoa, what a throw by Swoboda. Another touchdown pass for him. Great call by Josh Bartz. We'll catch up with JB another time, perhaps.
He's in game mode, Kev. We're not going to disturb him. He's going to go talk to some old friends.
With us here, Chris Andriatis and Derek Dietrich, our proud coaches from last year's championship team. Of course, Andro's been here for many years. Coach Dietrich the same way, but huge parts of the growth of this football program. So they got to work on special teams, but it's 46-3. Clock continues to roll here. I'm not sure why the clock is rolling.
Well, it's 43-point deficit.
So does the clock roll after 40? 43.
43, it's rolling.
So the rest, we'll be in a running clock the rest of the ball game? There you go. I thought it didn't start till the second half on that.
I think it's brand new this year. Once it goes to 43, it goes, and then even if somebody crosses that 43 threshold now, it still keeps running.
So this
once it hits that, it's going.
This is going to be a quick one, folks.
Yep.
46-3. It'll be difficult to get some people into this one. So 53.7 to go. Well, we were talking about getting extra guys some playing time tonight, and with the clock rolling like this for the entire second half, that's surprising me. This is the first I've seen this since this rule change. This is the first year of that rule change. So Jack Nelson.
What do you think about that deficit, Kevin? 43-point rule. Do you think that's too much? What about 30? You think the game's out of hand at 30?
Yeah, this game.
What about 50? Once a team goes up by 50, do you call the ball game?
I think 45. Nah, I still
play on.
I'm playing them in the fourth quarter. I
Run
want
the
to
clock,
get these
though.
kids some reps, right?
All right,
So,
just curious.
Yeah, I would think that they would at least. I wouldn't start running the clock until the second half. I mean, I just wouldn't run the clock myself.
Well, there it is.
It's halftime. First 24 in the books here from Red Mountain High School. We are in the Sonson's press box from Red Mountain High. It's 46-3, and joining us here at the break is the offensive coordinator, Josh Bartz. Joins me, JB. Babe. You got things rocking and rolling right now here in the first half.
We did. That was nice, wasn't it? And that was, I think that's what we're trying to get out of our quarterbacks. And we've had 2 weeks of really good practice. We had the best week of practice for the Desert Ridge game, and then when the kids lost that game, I think the whole thing kind of set in, and they realized, and we've had 2 really good weeks of practice.
You can really see a difference in this football team tonight. Just how everybody's flying to the ball, the attitude, just the mindset, the body language. There's a lot of moxie on the field here tonight. But let's talk about your quarterback, Evan Swoboda. You've given him some play calls to dial long, and they've connected. Drake Bourne, a big one, and then the new addition of Jordan Morrison. And how about Darius Brown? You got some new arrivals and some new playmakers here on your football team, Coach.
Yeah, we had a few kids that that were sitting the first 4 games, and we were just waiting for them to get eligible, and they've proved why they're here and how we're going to use them. So
sure,
it's been good. We've got kind of everything working right now, and I think the kids, the fact that they knew that this could end at any time, I think that their mindset's changed and they've really dialed in.
Sure, no doubt about that. We get excited when you see those long plays, Jordan Morrison, Drake Bourne. But if you would, describe the play and what has been improved for Swoboda tonight. It seems like he's calm. He's had great time in the pocket. Your line has been outstanding this evening, Coach. That should be something that we should talk about for sure. But what have you seen out of your quarterback? You like some of those changes?
We've really been focusing these last 2 weeks on we use what is called the advantage route, and he's really starting to understand that, and now he's really starting to trust that it's there. And I think that's his biggest thing is he's starting to trust the offense. It's brand new for him too. Remember,
sure.
We're all learning this one, and this is only his 5th game running this system. So I think he's learning it, just like you see at the NFL level with what Brady's doing right now down in with Arian's offense. It's kind of starting to click as he's getting more and more reps in it. So I think we feel the same way about both of our quarterbacks.
Last point, Nas Bryant starting to move the ball a little bit, and the ability for him to get into the end zone. He's just got that nose for the end zone.
Yeah, we earlier in the year, I think our backs got spooked a little bit, and it wasn't blocked up quite right at the beginning. And now, last couple of weeks, we've really started to understand, and the backs are seeing the hole, and it's slowing down for them a little bit. And when things slow down in front of you, and you can see it a little bit better, you start trusting it, and then you hit the hole harder.
JB, nice job calling plays here in the first half. What was it? 46, 43. It's 43-3 here at the break. They've turned off the clock here at halftime. But, Josh, thanks for the conversation, and we look forward to talking with you after the game.
Sounds good.
Josh Bartz, our guest here, offensive coordinator. 43 points in the first half for the Mountain Lions. That is exactly what the doctor ordered. And, well, when you want to fill a prescription immediately, you dial long, and you get points in a hurry, and they've been able to do that. Big play, big strike offense here tonight. With that balance of some round game, you've got some power running by Nas Bryant. And then the special teams doing their thing. This is a perfectly well-played football game, all 3 phases of excelling.
Well, Coach Peterson is able to call on all 3 phases of the game exactly when he needs them. When he needs a little ground game, he's got it. When they need to go to the air, they got it. But it starts with the play calling as well. And kudos to Coach Josh Bartz for dialing up some of those shots tonight, Kevin, and taking those chances.
Swoboda, big game. Jordan Morris.
Yes.
M-O-R-R-S. He has been outstanding. We're going to take a quick break. It's halftime here from the Suns press box at Red Mountain High School. Our score, Red Mountain 46, Skyline 3. We'll be right back. You're watching Red Mountain Football on the Red Mountain Football Broadcast Network.
Our first marching Tide senior is Troy Bryant, who's being escorted by his mom Sarah, dad Matt, and brother Trenton. Troy's favorite memory of marching band was winning 2nd place in the marching band state competition. After graduation, Troy plans to study computer science. Our next senior is Robert Burleson, escorted by his mom and dad, Nancy and Tim Burleson. Bobby's favorite memories of marching band are playing in the stands during football games and hanging with the homies. Bobby plans on attending Mesa Community College for 2 years to get his associate's degree and then go to work in the diesel industry. Our next senior is Zane Collins, being escorted by his mom and dad, Abby and John Collins. Zane's favorite memories are placing 2nd place at Super State last year and 3rd place at WGAZ Championships in 2019. Zane plans to attend community college before transferring to ASU to study anthropology. Our next senior is Abby Dunning. She is being escorted by her mom and dad, Kelly and Ryan Dunning. Abby's biggest marching band accomplishment was learning to play a new instrument when she switched from clarinet to sousaphone. Abby plans to work and attend Mesa Community College. Our next senior is Tyler Guthrie, being escorted by his mom and dad, Danny and Wade Guthrie. Tyler's favorite high school memories are being on the drum line every year in marching band and placing second place last year at the state high school marching band finals. Tyler has been accepted at Arizona State University to study biomedical sciences with plans to attend medical school. Our next senior is Alicia Lehman. She is being escorted by her mom and dad, Valerie and Arnie Lehman. Alicia's favorite marching band memory was the occasional 4 a.m. clarinet sectionals and breakfast before 8-hour practice, and she says she will miss her band family. Alicia has already received an offer from the president's tuition scholarship and plans on attending NAU to major in biomedical science and minor in music. Our next senior is Benjamin McKinley, who is being escorted by his parents, Lyle and Heidi McKinley. Ben has enjoyed being able to participate musically in several different areas, from playing piano for the jazz band, the drums and Broadway performances, and spending all 4 years in the marching band battery. Ben plans to pursue a degree in business and is considering joining the United States Marine Corps. Our next senior is Erin Miller, being escorted by her mom and dad, Lisa and Mark Miller. Erin's favorite memories include eating outside of Bobby's car with the bass clarinets and Mary. Erin plans to attend ASU and major in psychology, as well as join the Sun Devils marching band. Our next senior is Garrett Mulville. He's being escorted by his mom and dad, Jackie and Clayton, and sister Riley. Garrett's favorite marching band memory was performing the show Balance at Super State last year and finishing in second place, but very close to first place. Garrett plans to attend GCU, NAU, or Benedictine University to pursue a career in forensic science. Our next senior is Sienna O'Brien, being escorted by her mom and dad, Tammy and John O'Brien. Sienna's favorite memories from the past 4 years of marching band include fun trips to Disneyland, crazy times at Applebee's after home games, and placing second in state her junior year, which couldn't have been done without Miss Hamilton. What Sienna will remember and cherish the most are the amazing and lifelong friends she has made along the way. Sienna plans to attend college and become a marine biologist, and is in the process of deciding which college she would like to attend. NAU, Oregon State University, Texas A&M, and the University of Hawaii are among her top choices. Our next senior is Liz Pajak, escorted by her mom and dad, Al and Sharon Pajak. Liz has many highlights from high school, including being part of the 2019 Marching Party and taking second place in state, being a member of the Red Mountain Biotech NASA Wear Challenge team that made it to the finals this year, co-president of the Anime Club for 2 years, going to Disneyland with the marching band along with the Apple Cider and High C. Liz has been accepted to the University of Arizona, where she will study molecular and cellular biology and creative writing, and join the U of A Wildcat Marching Band. Following her graduation from U of A, she plans to attend Disney University to further her studies in innovation, technology, and sciences. Our next senior is Lydia Porter, escorted by her mom and dad, Amy and Steve Porter. Lydia's favorite high school memory was receiving second place at last year's marching band super state competition. After high school, Lydia plans to attend Northern Arizona University on a lumberjack scholarship. Next, we have Will Riley, being escorted by his dad, Bill Riley. Will's favorite marching band memory was when the judges announced that Red Mountain Marching Band won second place at the Super State Marching Band competition. Will plans to attend ASU and major in aeronautical management technology, professional flight, and minor in music composition and theory. Our next senior is Jenna Simmons, escorted by her mom and dad, Lori and Brent Simmons. Jenna's favorite memory from marching band was spending time in Seal Beach with her friends before the parade. Jenna plans to attend Colorado State University and double major in zoology and fish, wildlife, and conservation biology. Our next senior is Corey Tolman, escorted by her mom and dad, Tina and David Tolman. Corey has been in the marching band since freshman year, playing clarinet her freshman and sophomore years, playing the bari sax her junior year, and as a member of the color guard her senior year. Corey plans to attend Mesa Community College in the fall. Next, we have Mary Watts, escorted by her mom, Amy, and her best friend, Brianna. Mary's favorite marching band memory was going to Applebee's after home football games. Mary plans to attend college with a double major in computer science and journalism with a minor in music. Next, we have Kate Whiskerchin, escorted by her mom, Kim Whiskerchin. Kate says she is grateful to have found her place in a band that is a second family to her and is proud of them for qualifying for state each year. Kate plans to attend ASU in the fall and major in history and education. And finally, we have Michaela Young, escorted by her mom and dad, Melissa and Terry Young. Mahala's favorite marching band memories were all of the bus rides, the football games, the all-day camps, and the feeling of taking off her shako after every performance. Mahala plans to attend college and major in early childhood education. Ladies and gentlemen, your seniors. Class of 2021, members of the Red Mountain Marching Pride. We wish you all the best of luck in your future endeavors and enjoy your senior year.
What's that start, Coach?
This year's silver and gold mountain lion sponsors are Chuck's Fine Meats, your local butcher shop serving the Red Mountain community. Visit us on the web at chucksfinemeats.com. Dr. Corey Giles, proud mountain lion supporter, helping patients live healthier lives. Steve's Crazy Subs with 3 Mesa locations. AZ Family and Sports Medicine, serving our football program for nearly 20 years. Bingham Dermatology, the official dermatologist of the Red Mountain coaching staff. Allen Company, designed for living, built for life. Palabra de Vida, word of life where church is open. McDonald's Orthodontics, live life smiling. Goat Sports Grill, the new neighborhood hangout to be with your friends and watch games. And Sierra Signs, a full-service sign contractor licensed with the Arizona Registrar of Contractors for over 30 years.
Forget something?
What's that?
You forget something?
Are they going to get the teams? Maybe they forgot the balls.
Yeah, maybe they forgot.
No, they're going to get teams.
Okay. I've done it before.
Back for the second half. Oh, Red Mountain Lions. And returning for the second half, the visiting Skyline Coyotes. Once again, very important, we're asking everyone in attendance to please continue to wear their face mask at all times and social distance from others. Doing this will give us the greatest chance to continue our season with spectators.
These guys are rookies, man. They keep on sitting on your water.
Yeah, take your water over. Right into the power.
You should probably have this on yourself. Let's go, Jair!
Forward on the I mean,
Here we go, Jair!
yeah. What if you put it on top of the camera then? Yeah, you got it there. Skyline elects to receive the second half kickoff. And here in the third quarter, Red Mountain will defend the south goal.
Kicking off will be Luke Evans. And once again, the defense of Skyline is Grayson Cook.
We welcome you back inside the Sons press box high atop Red Mountain High School. Kevin Derryberry alongside James Poovey. It's Luke Evans to begin the second half as we commence here with a running clock for the entire second half. So under the AIA rules, at 43 points, once the deficit has reached 43, we will have a running clock until the final minute, I believe, of each stanza. So this should be a very fast-paced, quick-moving second half here, James.
So we're going to have regular basketball during the last minute. Is that what you're telling us, Kev?
We hope that we are running a full-court press in the fourth quarter and that everybody's out there and gets some playing time, and even the trainer gets in today.
Speaking of hoops, you got some hoops coming up tomorrow night. Is that right?
We have ACU basketball takes the floor here in the Fultz Memorial Classic. They begin to play here tonight at 6. They were taking on, I believe, Randall University. We'll have Park tomorrow inside the event center at 3. And I know
the Buccaneers,
Matt Keeley and the Spirit, they've got their Midnight Madness coming up here pretty quick, don't they?
Yeah, and I believe they took care of business tonight and won by 10.
Did they beat Park?
They did. 97-87, I believe, was the score.
So there you go. Ottawa in the win column there. People are probably like, what are they talking about right about now? Little basketball, a little NAIA college basketball, OUAZ and Park. OUAZ is in that Fultz Memorial Classic because of some COVID-19 challenges, and it's not easy right now if you're an athletic director. You are definitely earning your money here, as these guys need to be very flexible this time of year to accommodate the masses. So it'll be Jack Nelson under center to begin this second half. He was really limited to 3 points in that first half. They're just going to try to run out the clock here. They run it on a pitch right, and there to stack up that side of the line of scrimmage was the Red Mountain defense. And you talk about a whole new group of people in that group. So let's bring it to you right here. Number 95 is starting the second half. That's Tyler Brenner. So Brenner, 5'10", 195, gets the tackle there. Looks like Coach Enders has wholesale changes here, James, on the football field right now. One cornerback spot is 33. That's Michael Sneed. He's to the bottom of your screen. No Parker McClure right now.
This is great.
Ethan Peterson. Nelson back to throw, under pressure, escapes the pressure again, and he throws, and the ball is dropped on the far sideline. Grayson Cook had it in his mitts. In fact, that ball hit the back of his chest. Beautiful pass. Nelson right to the numbers. It was dropped there. Gannon Lyles defensively there for the Red Mountain Mountain Lions here. And it's just bizarre to look up at the Parker & Sons Long Beach scoreboard, and the clock's rolling at 8:46 to go in this third quarter. It's 46-3. And how about the first half? Nas Bryant, 3 touchdowns. He looked good running the football.
Impressive performance for Nas Bryant. Swoboda through the air, brilliant. Some awesome catches, deep routes all over the field tonight for Red Mountain. An offensive juggernaut here on display tonight for the Mountain Lions.
3 touchdown passes for Evan Swoboda. For Swoboda, he now has 6 touchdown passes to just 2 picks. Jalen Daniels in on the act here in the first half. A couple of packages for him. Punt formation here. This is Espinoza. High punt, taking it back deep. Is the return man. This is Daniel Butler, and he's going to finally be decked at the 44-yard line. Special teams tackle for Skyline, number 12, Preston McCabe. You got 2 number 12, so it could have been Preston McCabe or Kevin Lee. If you like McCabe, you like McCabe. If you like Kevin, you like Kevin.
Well, there you go.
I don't know if you heard the conversation with Cap Sikahema, special teams coach for Red Mountain. But when the name Sikahema comes up, I ask him how he deals with that in a restaurant setting. Lots of people, he needs a name, a party for 4. He uses Sikahema. They're like, I'm sorry, say it again, Sika what? You know, they go through all this.
Sure.
And he's like, yeah. So he told me the simple name that he uses, I think he said he likes to use Smith or Kevin.
Perfect, nice and easy.
When I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, Kevin, made me laugh. I mean, we're talking, and I'm laughing because I'm thinking that's the last name that Coach Cap heard in his brain. So he says Smith or Kevin.
Kevin.
Like, can you imagine? It's like, what's the name? He's at Cheesecake Factory or Morton Steakhouse, party of 4. He's like, let's go with Kevin. I just don't think that's what he's
I
using.
go by Kev for short.
They run it on the ground in. No Michael Mallory tonight. Oh, there is Michael Mallory there. First
That's
carry
him.
of the game for Michael Mallory.
Right on cue.
Wearing Lance Lawson's old number. L2 did a lot of things. In fact, L2 was responsible for 69 touchdowns. Wearing
Is that
number
all?
14. That's it. 5'6", 140 for Mallory. Before that carry, 2 carries for 14 yards for Michael Mallory. And he also has a tackle on the season. Clock rolling at 6:23 to go.
L2 doing some special things up there in Cedar City, Utah as well, my friend.
Yes, he really is. For the T-Birds, the Thunderbirds. That game out in Peoria, this is now Daniels. The turn, the give to the tailback, running left and being strung out and tackled. That was 38 for Red Mountain. That is Tate Gergen. Gergen, 5'9", 160, is a senior, getting some extended minutes here on the gridiron here. His team up by 43 points against Skyline.
Great carry there by Gergen. He had open space there out to the corner. If he had to keep running, he might still be running that football.
So this will be Daniels as Red Mountain's approaching the red zone. Again, they go back to Gergen. Big hole up the middle. He lost the football. It was stripped from him and recovered by Skyline. So Gergen had the ball stripped from him. On the recovery, 21, Cameron Griffin. I think Griffin stripped it and recovered it. Nice play by the junior defensive end for Skyline. That's the first turnover of this ball game, and it comes at the 5:13 mark of the third quarter, and Skyline is going to get an extra possession here.
Yeah, credit to the defense that time for Skyline. Great job holding the edge right there. Gergen trying to carry the ball through traffic, got just a little bit loose with it, and someone punched it out of there, and Skyline recovers.
Skyline has been outscored 124-13 in their 3 defeats this season, and 151-41 overall. Well, it's 46-3 here. It's a 43-point differential. That's not going to help out that margin at all. This is Nelson back on the field. They run a handoff right up the middle, and carrying the rock that time was Andre Allman, and he runs right into 3 stout defensive linemen there for Red Mountain. It looked like 69 in on the tackle for them outlines that time. That is Tristan Donlin. Donlin is second tackle of the season. He's a 5'11" junior, weighing in at 230 pounds. He's a big young man.
Not bad. A junior, we're going to see him on the field next year here for the Mountain Lions.
And the reason why you're seeing these guys get the extra PT is because you saw the slow start to this football team on the offensive line. When Mike Peterson had the same group up front for 3 seasons, the ability to find reps for the second guys and the third team guys was just, it was hard. And you could see the need to continue to work guys in for the longevity of the program and the continuing as you throw more building blocks onto this process.
Sure. There's no substitute for live playing reps. Absolutely no substitute. You can practice all day. You can film study. You can get in your playbook, but there is absolutely no substitute for live bullet action. And great job on that one as well right there for Red Mountain's defensive line. They did a great job. Full extension up front against those offensive linemen, shedding the block and keeping the contain on the outside edge there.
Nice job by Ross Grosscloss on that defensive play there to take out the legs of Andre Allman. Play fake here for Nelson. Pass complete out over the middle of the football field. This time he hits the tight end, Alex Sanchez. Penalty marker comes in. Nice defensive play there by Jesse Winterstein, the middle linebacker. Winterstein getting some extra PT here in this blowout game. Inside 3 minutes to go now. It's still 46-3. Skyline has the football here. Special thank you to Jeremy Knutson and his outstanding staff. Max Volkoon, John Olden, Eli Smith, and Max Vanderwalker. Those guys, a marvelous job for Red Mountain TV. We'd like to thank AZ Family and Sports Medicine, serving our football program for nearly 20 years. Allen Co., designed for living, built for life. And McDonald Orthodontics, live life smiling. And the Goat Sports Grill, the new neighborhood hangout to be with your friends and watch games. And so, James and I, a little salute to all of our friends out at the Goat Sports Grill watching tonight's game. How about it? In the driver's seat here in this one, approaching 2 minutes to go in the third quarter, it's all Mountain Lions here. It's 46-3, so everyone wanted the Goat Sports Grill, have one for us.
Yes, indeed. We might join you over there in a little bit with this running clock.
So now we get a timeout taken at the 150 mark. Red Mountain looking to even up their books to 2-2. This is the 16th meeting between Red Mountain and Skyline, and Red Mountain's trying to beat them for the 4th straight time and make it 14 out of 16 tries. That's impressive in the rivalry.
Well, yes, and some great battles over the last couple of years as well with this Skyline Coyotes team. You remember the running back for them a couple of years ago, Aaron Wood.
Of course.
A number of guys on that team, and some great battles between these two ball clubs.
Aaron Wood had 11 touchdowns back in 2018 for this team led by then Angelo Pafumi. The Coyotes scored 50-plus 2 times a couple of years ago after a 51-7 victory over Dobson and a 73-39 waxing at the hands of Mountain View. Skyline scored 40-plus 3 times while they outscored the opposition 298-213. That was 2 seasons ago. And so you can see now how their metamorphosis has taken place here, and it hasn't been as fast and as swift as George Hawthorne would like it. But as you and I agree, they've got the right man in place over there. Their front man in George Hawthorne is a tough hombre, but he's a teacher, and that's unique.
Yes, build it and they will come would be my message to Coach Hawthorne. Great leadership over there from him, and he's going to get the Skyline Coyotes program reestablished there.
You talk about the 151 points through 4 games. That's 37.7 points a ball game. Red Mountain rolled up 46 here, so Skyline continues to allow their average defensively, and it's not a good average. The last time you saw Skyline win was back in 2016. It was a regular season game, but the first time they ever won was right here at Red Mountain High School. Was it back in 2014? It was a 28-27 affair, and Lance Lawson got stuffed at the goal line going for 2. They run a reverse, and losing his footing is the wide receiver. King Griffin got taken out by the turf monster on the 45-yard line. He had a lot of daylight in front of him, but that's a tough break there. Put his foot in the ground and just bailed out.
Yeah, he put his foot in the ground to try to get some more yardage is what he was doing, trying to cut it upfield. He saw a little crease start to open there, but unfortunately just fell to the turf.
Some exciting news out of the Red Mountain football program as it relates to the alums. How about Alexander Randall? Alexander Randall at Arizona State University has made the travel team. He's going to travel to Southern Cal. Right now he's a redshirt freshman, so if he doesn't play, he still has that eligibility. But right now, Alexander Randall on the precipice. He is on the cusp of playing football in the Pac-12.
How about that? Congratulations, AR.
Here comes the blitz, and Nelson's going to go down. Cody McLaughlin there on the pressure. If they give Cody a sack, which they probably should, that'll be his 3rd sack of the season for Cody McMack. How about that? He's one of the leaders in sacks. And we were just talking about a sack master in Alexander Randall.
Yeah, AR set the tone off the edge here for the Red Mountain defense, among others, over the last couple of years. And Cody McLaughlin getting in the fray there. He made some plays last year for this team as well, so great to see him out on the field again.
That is a first and fast 12 minutes of this third quarter. We have played 3 quarters from Red Mountain High School. Our score, Red Mountain 46, Skyline 3, 4th quarter coming up next. You're watching Red Mountain Football on the Red Mountain Football Broadcast Network.
During a special pregame ceremony. Finding cancer early and getting state-of-the-art cancer treatment are the most important strategies to prevent death from cancer. Getting regular screening tests is the most reliable way to find all types of cancer early. Many studies have shown that moderate to vigorous physical activity is linked with lower breast cancer risk, so it's important to get regular physical activity. The American Cancer Society recommends that adults get at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity or 75 minutes of vigorous intensity activity each week, or a combination of these, preferably spread out through the week. Don't forget Red Mountain Baseball still selling water and Gatorade on both sides of the stadium.
Join you live in the fourth quarter. Jack Nelson on the scramble for the Skyline Coyotes. He'll take it to the 49-yard line of Red Mountain. Skyline has spent most of their time on their side of the football field. It's just been one of those nights. You talk about a lopsided affair. That's what's happened here tonight for the Mountain Lions. Higley leads Williamsfield 27-14. That's in the second half. And how about the Saguaro Sabercats?
Wow.
Bust up the Cats and head coach Jason Mons at a impromptu type game. They're taking on Castile at Castile tonight. And the Cats lead it 34-7 over Bobby Newcomb's Castile Colts. Wow. Saguaro went toe-to-toe with Hamilton last week, a game that was on ESPN. And did you catch that broadcast at all? Did you just tune in a little bit?
You know, I saw bits and pieces of that, but I didn't catch a whole lot of it.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. It reminded me of LSU and Alabama about 6 years ago. It's a defensive type game, a real stalwart type game. A lot of penalties there. But, yeah, the Hamilton defense is good. And boy, I tell you what, Saguaro impressed me, too. They got some athletes over there.
13-7, not too bad.
Not too bad. A lot of penalties, like I said. But the broadcast, that's for another conversation. They dump it off to the outside. Grayson Cook looked like he was on the receiving end of that one. Grabbing him and just throwing him down to the turf. I believe that was 33. Well, Michael Sneed looked like he was in on that, but Joey Rassiopi also was in the area on the hunt, staying mobile, staying athletic, making a play. Clock continues to roll inside this fourth quarter. 46-3, no scoring in the third quarter. We are playing under the AIA running clock. Skyline now working left to right. Empty set now for Nelson. Quick count. And Red Mountain looks like they jumped that time. 76 jumped early for the Mountain Lions. That is Quinn Roper. A shout out to Jaden Hurst, the big fellow, number 77. In that game against Mountain View, Jaden Hurst had 2 sacks, his first 2 career sacks, and then he did a back, and now Jaden Hurst is out for the year. Max Bray, our long snapper and right tackle, Max Bray has a couple of breaks in his tibia on his left leg, so Max Bray is out for the year, and also out in this ball game is Josh Campos, and Campos has a bad ankle, looks to be back on the field next week. Nelson under pressure, he's going to take off and go again. Breaks a tackle. Down the sideline, 30, 25, 20, and he'll just run out of bounds. Inside the red zone is Jack Nelson.
Now, I know this is some 2s and 3s for the Red Mountain defense right now, Kevin, but how about that play from Nelson?
Yeah, he's quick, and he's got no quit, right? You see Parker McClure down here trying to stay loose.
Yeah, he's ready to go back in at a moment's notice, that guy.
It was interesting, going back to Saguaro for just a second, Jason Mons was talking about the athleticism of his all-world player, Xander Warner. And Warner has played some wide receiver. He's thrown the football. He can do it all. And he said he's one of the most gifted offensive players I've ever coached, Xander Warner. And I'm thinking, whoa, that is high praise considering Christian Kirk and DJ Foster have been through that program. That is remarkable praise out of Jason Mons for Xander Warner.
Well, Coach Mons has had a couple of studs, just a few come through that Saguaro Sabercat program, so definite complimentary praise there for that young man.
So Jack Nelson goes to the outside. Good defense there by Red Mountain. In fact, they're going to call that if they move the sticks, it should be a second down in about 5. So we'll call it 2nd and 4 for government work. Inside 8 minutes to go now. Empty step for Nelson. Flushed out of the pocket, gets the boundary, just steps out of bounds again. And a couple weeks ago, this time, playing against Mountain View, that step out of bounds would have resulted in a pop. Someone would have hit him as he stepped out of bounds. It was just one of those emotional type games as Red Mountain, one of the keys to their game tonight was going to try to maintain and eliminate some of the penalties, and I think they've done that here tonight. They also want to get off the field on third down, and, well, they've done that tonight as well. They really haven't been on the field that long to put the defense in those types of situations here this evening, James.
Yeah, some pretty sound defensive play. You mentioned that Mountain View game, always an emotional battle there in the Battle of Brown Road. A great play last one time around there for Jake McCall, ripping through and getting into the backfield. There he is again, Kevin.
Nelson from the 17 is going to take off and run with it. Gets inside the 15 to the 10 and going to be marked out inside the 5-yard line. That'll be a 1st and goal to go for Jack Nelson in this Skyline Coyote offense. They're in the green zone here for the first time this evening. Nice job there by Nelson and his athletic ability. You talk about elusivity, he's got that.
He does. He's got speed. He's able to get on the edge. Nice job switching the football over, making sure that no one comes close to it while he's trying to scamper around the corner. Nice job.
So he'll place the football on the 3-yard line. This will be a 1st and goal to go from the 3 for Jack Nelson with an empty set. 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right. He wants to throw. He goes toward the end zone. The ball's caught for a touchdown. So Skyline's on the board. Grayson Cook, the receiving end of that touchdown pass. Nice throw there by Jack Nelson. For Nelson, only his 2nd touchdown pass of the season, up against 5 picks. So you know the first progression for Jack Nelson, he wants to run the football. He'll throw second. He wants to run first.
Yeah, that's his first check down as himself.
So here we go. We have Tyler Speece is the holder here. The kicker is Giovanni Takashi. So Takashi ready for the point after try. Good snap, placement down. The kick is on its way, and it is good. As Takashi slides to the turf, he gets that kick up and through. Nice job there. It's now 46-10 as the clock continues to roll. Inside 6 minutes to go. Red Mountain's going to come away with a victory here tonight, James. They're going to be 2-2 with a huge road game next week. You sit at 2-2, then you have to go to Queen Creek against Joe Germain and the Bulldogs next week. A lot of history between Red Mountain and Queen Creek. Playoff history the last couple of years. Red Mountain has had Queen Creek's number in the post 2 seasons in a row.
Yes, they have.
Can they go up there and beat them again in the regular season? It'll be a test for this Red Mountain football team for
we
sure.
shall, but that was some kind of game we had last time out there in the QC, Kev. Unbelievable.
Oh, you better believe it. The play on Ocotillo is always referred to and commonly known as the play on Ocotillo. Darren Smith to Ramses Rivera for the score.
The Rocket.
That was one whale of a play. One of those nights where we both got a little excited on that one. Huge, huge moment for the Red Mountain Mountain Lions to upset Queen Creek in that quarterfinal tilt, only to go on and have their title hopes dashed by the Pinnacle Pioneers. Short pooch kick. This is Red Mountain. George Ramirez on the return. Stiffs arm a tackle at the 35. Still on his feet at the 40. And playing rugby now out there is George Ramirez on the 39-yard line. You talk about a stiff arm. Wow.
Man, I don't even know what that was. It was a stiff arm to the nth degree. He almost put his arm through that guy's chest.
It is
unbelievable.
I got to say this, though. It's interesting to have the franchise out there on the football field in a 46-10 ball game. God forbid something went south right there. Some folks that get paid and belong in a higher tax bracket would have had to answer a couple of questions right there, James Poovey.
Yes, indeed. That's a valid question. Why is the franchise on the field in a blowski like this?
So here comes Jalen Daniels back to work. Shotgun snap, wants to throw, and the pass is incomplete. That's what you do when the clock's running and you're up 46-10. You drop back and you throw the football.
Well, yeah, you want to get some of those reps.
Like you say, live bullets.
Live bullets,
James
that's it.
Poovey.
No substitute for it, my friend.
So speedy recovery to those guys, Jaden Hurst and Max Bray. I asked Max about his brother Ben at Arizona State. He thinks that Ben will probably redshirt this year, but he's ready to play if they call upon him. They run it again up the middle. This is Gergen once again with a big hole out across the 50 into Skyline territory.
Go ahead, Tate.
Gergen with a little acceleration got to that secondary and then tried to put a little pop on the defensive player for Skyline. That time he was holding on to the football with 2 hands.
Yeah, nice job. Ball security at a premium right now, even in this situation. Great job there by Tate Gergen.
Inside 3 minutes to go in this contest. It's 46-10. If you join us or plan your evening around watching the second half, it is just before 9 o'clock here. You have started the party a little bit late on this Halloween Eve, as Daniels is stood up around the 39-yard line. Everything is in slow motion right now for everybody. The officiating crew just trying to get out of here with everybody healthy.
Official almost got trucked there in the first half, Kevin. Actually got credited with a tackle.
Well, you look at Queen Creek next week, James, and they are loaded with Division I athletes. I mean, you've got Isaiah Glass and company who just committed to Arizona State. The quarterback, Devin Christensen. Devin Brown, I beg your pardon. Devin Brown at Queen Creek. Dane Christensen, I believe, is at Perry. And there's also another outstanding signal caller for the Castile Colts.
They've had a few of those, but you talk about Isaiah Glass. That guy is a specimen.
Big boy. He's got that look, too, with the glasses. And he's a talent. 46-10 here. Kevin Derryberry alongside James Poovey.
Have we ever finished here before 9 o'clock?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
They run it to the right side. Jalen Daniels still completing the pass fakes right there. Different ball carrier that time. That was 48. Check that. That was 46. Hayden Dickerson. So Dickerson, 5'10", 185. Busting out some new rosters this week. You had to add some bodies. Jordan Morris, a new body. Darius Brown, a touchdown reception here. This one, a new athletic body. Red Mountain got a little transfusion of some talent here. Here's Gergen, starts in, bounce it out, tries to use that stiff arm. They're going to string him out. They strip him again. The ball's on the turf, and Skyline looks like they've got the football. So Gergen has it stripped for the second time. We were just talking about holding on to the football with 2 hands. And the Coyotes are going to come up with the rock. .43 has recovered the fumble for Skyline.
Well, we might get one playoff, Kev. 30 seconds left here in the ballgame.
Aikman Claridge recovered that fumble. Aikman Claridge, unique name to say the least. 46-10, Skyline gets an extra possession on this breast cancer awareness night here. Some of the fans start to file out here. It was a fast-paced, swift-moving second half here, James.
It was indeed. 24 whole minutes of it. Great display of football in all 3 phases tonight, Kevin, here for Red Mountain. Great to see them dominate a football game, for lack of a better term. And if we had to pick an MVP of tonight's game for Red Mountain, who would it be for you?
If we picked a most valuable player for tonight and tonight only, I'd like to say I need to go individually speaking. And I think the obvious choice would go to Sabota. But I'm going to go with the offensive line tonight. I'm going to go with the line and say those guys stepped up enough to where it gave Evan Sabota and Jalen Daniels enough time to make plays, go through the proper progressions. In some cases, we saw Sabota go to the third read and make plays. I'm going to give it to the line. So Javi Aranda Pinion, Castellano, Piefler, Talamontes, and Ian Newling. Well done, gentlemen. Nelson scrambles, dumps it off, and the ball is going to be caught. And then tackle from behind immediately. Number 2 makes the reception. Joey Seitz, another nice grab for him. And making the play from behind with an absolute flurry to the football was Cody McLaughlin making another play. When Cody McLaughlin's come in, James, he's just made plays.
That's all he does. When he comes in, he's effective. He's productive for the football team, and it's great to see him really coming on here for the Mountain Lions as of late.
So I don't know who it was, Tyler, but somebody had to ruin the party here. Someone has run out of candy here with 6.9 seconds to go on this Halloween Eve, and they've taken a timeout. My, oh my. By the way, speaking of Halloween, you've got 3 young ones over there. What kind of plans do you have for Halloween, and how will you dress up the little ones, and will you dress up yourself, JP?
Boy, I will not be dressing up. I'll answer that question first. The little ones will obviously be dressing up. I don't know what's going on trick-or-treating wise, Kev, with the COVID. I've seen people setting up, the distance tube where they stand at the front porch and send the Skittles or the candy down the chute, and then the kids 10 feet down the road getting it into the bag. I don't know what's going on tomorrow night. We'll see.
It'll be interesting.
It's going to be interesting.
What's your go-to piece of candy? If you could just grab anything out of the vending machine, what are you going for?
I'm going Butterfinger all the way.
Nelson drops it off again to Seitz. Seitz makes the catch. He's tripped up as time expires. Joey Rassiopi makes the final tackle this ball game, and 48 minutes are in the books here. And Week 5 goes to Red Mountain, 46-10. For the Mountain Lions, they even up their record at 2 wins and 2 losses. For Skyline, they fall to 1-4 on the season. And I'll defer to you. Well, first of all, you go Butterfinger. I'm going to go $1,000 bar myself.
Okay.
A little
100
crunch,
grand?
little crunch there, $100,000 bill.
100,000? Yeah.
Caramel and a little crunch in there.
That's
I'm all
pretty
about
good.
that little milk chocolate.
I like it.
But who was your MVP of tonight's ball game?
Well, I would agree with you on the offensive line. I would also agree with you on Evan Swoboda. Just a number of guys. I mean, Drake Bourne had a fantastic game.
Nas Bryant, 3 touchdowns.
Nas Bryant. I mean, you could have a Mount Rushmore of MVPs tonight for Red Mountain.
And that's why I decided to give it to the line, because they paved the way tonight. They are the ones that got it done for Red Mountain to have success here this evening.
You're right, 100%. It all starts up front. Guys, don't ever forget that. Not only offensively, but defensively, it starts up front. If your linebackers are leading the team in tackles, that's because of the defensive line.
And Josh Barge did a nice job there. Here's Audie Atkins. Victorious Audie Atkins walks out of here with a victory. So, Red Mountain wins it 46-10. 3 touchdowns on the ground tonight from Nas Bryant. A receiving touchdown by Drake Boren. A receiving touchdown by Jordan Morris. And a receiving touchdown by Darius Brown. So for Swoboda, 3 touchdown passes. And he had some pretty good yardage to go with that. And he was efficient with the football. His completion percentage tonight, I'm going to say, it's got to be north of 60%. He was impressive with the football.
Yeah, maybe 70, even 80%
Could
tonight
very
for
well
Evan
be.
Swoboda. But the nice part about it was the touch, Kev. When it needed to be there, it was there on the edge for the little swing routes. And then when it needed to be a dart, it was a dart right on time.
Gotta love it. The keys to the game, positive yardage on first down. They did that 9 times, maybe 10 times. Their first 10 opportunities with the football, they got 10 first downs. Stretch the field and go vertical, they were doing that. Check the box tonight for sure. Running backs need to hit the hole hard and fast. I think we saw that tonight out of Josiah Villanueva, especially on that 2-point conversion. Now it's Bryant again, breaking the plane 3 times. He got in the box 3 times tonight. Awesome performance for Nas Bryant. On the defense, they wanted to limit the penalties and play a clean game. I think they were able to accomplish that here this evening.
I do. I agree with that.
Quarterback containment, I think, yes, they didn't let Jack Nelson get free for big plays. So I think the defense playing guys, we probably played 40 guys on defense tonight. And to keep Nelson out of the end zone was pretty impressive.
Very impressive. And Nelson making plays all over, but the defense just bend and not really break tonight. Great job by Coach Kyle Enders.
Funny thing here, we talk about special teams, continued to refine the kick and the punt game. Still a work in progress for Luke Evans, but you saw some nice kicks, and he got a couple of touchbacks tonight. So what did those special teams touchbacks do? It set up Red Mountain with some field position overall in the evening. They won the field possession battle all night long. I don't know how many times they set up shop inside the 50-yard line.
I don't know if
Short
they started
fields.
more than maybe once or twice all night in their own territory. Most of the time it was in Skyline territory.
And you saw that I put this together before the ball game. Impact players, Nas Bryant, Anthony Carrington, and Kobe Sarna his first start. A nice job for Kobe, but Nas Bryant certainly delivered on that bill right there.
Yes, he did. Nas Bryant with a great job. And a couple of those carries for Nas as well. He could have ducked it out of bounds and maybe one more play to try to get the score, but he put his foot in the ground, turned it upfield, and put it